Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my podcast, Soak It Up. I'm Maria Zepeda. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me these last few months. It's really been quite a journey for me. It's been so amazing. Something that I've really wanted to portray since starting this podcast, since the very beginning, and I really want to keep it true throughout, is I want to keep it real. I don't want it to seem fake. I don't want it to seem scripted. Everything on here is real. We're talking about real stuff. We're getting real stories. We're getting real people. And if anyone out there has anything that they would like to talk about or that they'd like to see us talk about, please let me know. I would love to hear what maybe conversation starters you have, and maybe we can have a conversation about it. So today my sister is going to be joining me, and we have someone very special to introduce you to. I really learned a lot from this person for the short amount of time that I got to speak with him. He really had a lot to say, a lot. You can learn a lot from people, and I really enjoyed learning from him and asking him questions and, him asking me questions. And so I'm going to show you his interview. I met him at the Africa USA International Film Festival. So we're just going to dive right into his interview. His name is Chuck Barlow Jr. Hi, my name is Maria Zepeda, and I'm here with
Dr. Chuck Barlow Jr.
And we were at the Africa USA International Film Festival. How have you enjoyed seeing all the films today?
Well, it's very interesting to see the filmmakers and to see the different actors and actresses in the other countries working on their craft was incredible. Being at a international trade conference and actually having a film festival integrated into it, I think was a great and brilliant idea, because a lot of times people only think about entertainment as something that we consume, not necessarily create. It is an industry. And I think it's important for us to remember that we must include all of those different industries in order for our young people to find and explore their dreams as well.
Yes, and there's a lot that can be learned from this industry. There's a lot of films that have learning in them, and a lot that you can, the filmmakers can teach. And through all these films, I think we've all learned a lot about the different cultures, and all these filmmakers have come from different places. So we've got to learn a lot about that. Were you taking part in any of the filmmaking for any of these films?
The only part that I'm taking the part of is actually the interview piece this year, but I do have some film experience. I had an opportunity to work on a film called Dirty States of America, which was a Mike Media Lyricist Lounge film. I got some producer credits in it. I had a chance to travel around the South to understand how Southern hip hop got its roots, meeting some of the founders and people who actually had a lot of influence. And I'll give you a little tidbit from the documentary that I thought, and I know that people really needed to know about, is that a lot of the Northern hip hop that you hear, they got a lot of those ways that they were able to spit that from their cousins in the South, some of it came from the church. So it's a lot of untold history that you learn through the films. And I love the E&I, the educational and interactive films, because it's a way to not only entertain, but also to educate. And I think that the mediums that are available to us, we must use them all, because you have more visual learners, not necessarily auditory, in today's society. I don't think it's a good or a bad, but I think we need to definitely look at the different ways that people learn and try to adapt to their learning styles.
Yeah, that's some very good information. Is there anything else you'd like to share about maybe your work or anything else?
Well, I think that this conference that they're having here at a HBCU focuses on international trade and bringing in different businesses and trying to incorporate the students and the alumni, I think is phenomenal, because we're behind. And in order for us to catch up, to compete, like you can't compete if you're not even on level, right? And I think as we talk about on a global stage, for our HBCUs and our students of color and any student who would like to have the experience, these doors should be open, and we need to make sure that we have the connection with industry so that our young people get that valuable experience and not only go out and get a job, but hopefully start their own business, right? Become a business owner, hire from their own institutions of higher learning, and being able to have those incubators inside of our HBCUs where the collaboration is part of the learning process, right? I don't think you should be able to graduate if you haven't collaborated and started a business, even if it failed. It's a lifelong lesson, and sometimes you learn from your failures. And so I think with this conference this year has focused on really trying to identify those industry and those opportunities that are sometimes overlooked. So I appreciate the film festival coming forward, because I think storytelling is always going to be a way to really help people understand different cultures. And one of the panelists said earlier, when we get a chance to tell our stories, we must be authentic. Because when young people or the next generation, or even people who have no understanding of who you are and what your culture is, that's the only evidence they have. So I would encourage us to, yes, do the fictional and all those things, but make sure that we take some time to document our histories and the things that we have done together as a world. Because our young people need to see that they are part of the solution and not the problem, because they've never been in charge.
Yeah, that's really great. And I was talking to you earlier, and I wanted to touch on it a little bit about how you were working in trying to make it so that people here in Atlanta can work, because Atlanta is a big film industry area, but a lot of people from Atlanta don't get to work in the film industry here. They're all coming from outside. And you were touching on how you would like people from Atlanta, the locals here, to be able to get work here. Is there anything you'd like to share about that?
Yeah, I want to shout out to the city of Atlanta for even having a department that's focusing on that. But I think we have to go a little bit deeper than that. We need to look at our K-12 institutions. We need to look at our higher ed. We need to look at the industry professionals that we have here who are from here or who have moved here. I have a young man that I've been mentoring for years who has over 10 years of experience working in the film industry, has worked on big films and everything. He wants to come back and teach. How do we create an ecosystem that encourages that? I think that Atlanta, being a market that has been able to benefit off of the tax-based incentives, it doesn't help if we don't keep the money here. So in order for us to do that, we have to develop the talent. And so I'm interested to see who's interested in really working towards that. We have a lot of different movie studios popping up. Serenbe just built one. They're about to build one soon. Serenbe is a very creative community where they, are doing some very interesting things. So I think that as these movie studios pop up, we're still going to need more talent. And I'm a big believer that they say Georgia's number one place to do business. Well, the only way that's going to continue to happen if we're going to be the number one place that develops talent. Because guess what? You can't keep your business, you can't grow your business unless you have the talent and the skill sets to do that. So I think that it all goes hand in hand, right? Healthy ecosystems build talent and they grow revenue for businesses. So I think this conference and more conferences that actually focus on more inclusion of more intergenerational, more multicultural, it will allow for people to bring the resources that they know that we need in order for us to be successful, sustainable, and resilient.
Yeah, I'm really glad you were able to touch on that and raise awareness for that. Is there any social medias that we can follow you on? Maybe follow along on that journey?
Sure, yes. Please follow us at I Am Saucy. We're on X now, and also Instagram, and Saucy now on Facebook. We also have a group on Facebook group called Looking for Employment in Georgia, where we have over 152,000 members. Started from scratch. So our goal is to expand that. Like, how can we create Looking for Employment anywhere? And being able to allow the community, because it's community-led platform. The community brings the information, the jobs, the resources. And I want to just put a shout out to our community that we've been able to create, because I think it's all about how can we all find a way to give back and serve others. So thank you all for your time and what you all do, and keep up the work in your career, because I know you're an actress. Continue to strive and do what you're doing, and thank you for coming back and giving back when you have time.
Thank you so much, and we're so happy to have you here. Thank you for being here. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
That was Chuck Barlow Jr. I really love what he said about the industry, how we think of the film industry as being just like something that we consume. Like, we go to the movies and we watch it, but we don't really think of it as being an industry that so many people work in, and there are just so many people that are a part of that industry, and so much that goes into making films and stuff.
I think it's funny too, because it's true, like, we think we're just consuming, like, oh, new movie came out, go watch it. Oh, let's go listen to this song, let's go look at this art piece, all these different things. And it's just weird to me that, like, we don't think about the fact that as children, we're all kind of artists. Like, a lot of games we play have to do with make-believe. Like, okay, now we're going to go and we're going to be princess and save me from the dragon. And, we are creating as children. And it's really something that is just part of us as people. And we see it as just like a game, but it's real, and it's something like he was saying, like you can create you create a story that means something and to reach a certain audience, and it's our job as creators or whoever's doing the creating to try to portray something to the audience they're trying to reach, because there are lots of different audiences, lots of different kinds of people, and it was just great how he was saying, like, we need to try to reach the people that we're trying to get to and not just expect everyone to watch a certain kind of thing, because, like, we're all different,
I really like that.
And we're all going to care about different things, so I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I really do. I want to see the film that he worked on, too, now, Dirty States of America, and I'll have to watch that one. And I also like what he said about the film festival being partnered with the Pan-African Global Trade and Investment Conference, or PAGTIC. It is really cool. It was very neat how they were connected, and they both brought in different people, and then they all got to be together and learn from each other, and that was really, really cool how they were together like that. And
yeah, I definitely learned a lot because of that. Like, through that whole thing, I learned a ton. But then also the fact that he was there supporting and stuff, even though he didn't have his own film there, that was super cool. His dad was also there, and it was just really cool because they had some family things going on too with I don't remember exactly, but I think it was the Brown School, something, and they were being awarded for something, but he talked to us a little bit off camera about that. But I just thought it was really cool that he was so passionate about his work, and also that he, working with actors and stuff, he's trying to, even people he's been working with for years and just like a long time, he's still doing his best to help them with what they're doing, and all that about Atlanta.
Like you were saying with that somebody that he mentored and helped, and how that person now wants to come back to Atlanta and work there, and he's from there, but it's hard for people from there to get work there. And he was saying something about a group on Facebook that has so definitely
started from scratch and like already has like how many viewers? He said a lot, not viewers, but followers.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really great, and getting to talk about his work on that, and he seemed very passionate about like all the things that he worked with, which is really cool. And he talked a little bit about trying to get the younger generation, what did he say, like working more with the older generation and giving them some more responsibility and not just treating them like little kids, or kind of having us all work together. That way we can all learn from each other, like all the generations, not just just these people or just the younger people, but everyone.
Letting the younger generation know that they're not the problem, they're part of the solution, and they matter, because I think that what he was saying is true, that I think a lot of the time, especially in our generation, the people are saying, like, that it's not so great for the younger generation, or like we don't have a lot going for us and stuff like that. But, we're part of the solution. We all are part of the solution. And it's going to take everyone working together to get the world going the way that we would like it to be going. And if you want to accomplish something, you have to, work for it. So, and it doesn't just take 1 or 2 out of 5. It takes 5 out of 5. So I thought that was really cool too. Yeah,
so that was really cool. His interview was really great. I definitely learned a lot from him.
I did too, like on and off camera. What was great about all these people is like, I wish we could share what we got just, from speaking with them, not on camera. I wish I had a camera inside that I could share with you. But anyway, he was really great. So
thank you so much for teaching us, Chuck. We really, really did enjoy learning from you. And guys, if you want to see Chuck back on here, please comment down below. And asking questions is really the only way that we can get the answers, right? So please, if you have any questions for Chuck, comment them down below, and hopefully if we get him back on here, we can answer all of your guys' questions. So please ask away. If you haven't already, subscribe down below, comment, leave your thoughts, and hit that share button, and we will see you next time.